The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer.
Fuck that guy.
And DJ Jerkman.
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
Only on STEM Radio.
Damn, this shit really hurts me.
Oh man, hold on, wait a minute. This is some bullshit.
They're canceling the fucking show?
Yeah, they're planning on dropping us after 7 years.
That's bullshit. You still got people that listen and like the show.
Look, guys, you had a good 7-year run. What more do you want from us?
You're like a goddamn Oreo cookie. You taste like shit but swathed in the center.
Okay, goddammit. Our hands are tied, okay? Yeah, you're goddamn right, your hands are tied. Jerkin, pass me the duct tape, motherfucker. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Tape them together. Yeah, motherfucker.
You know what? I think I kind of like this.
Yeah.
Tie it a little tighter. Tighter.
Maxwell Silverhammer, G.J. Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motors. Hellfire. I think somebody lit a cigarette. Nope, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9. STIM Radio fam. They ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call a real show. They tough as hell with a hard edge like a steel toe. It campaign like a bass said. So if you mad at them, call in, fuck some hate mail. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
Welcome to Finance in America. Yes, the wonderful show where you can learn how to manage your finances. Isn't it great? Fuck that! Welcome to the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. What it was, we were fucking around because Jerkman was telling me that like a lot of people were coming on. And, you know, we just had Shelley's show, Natural Rights, that was on before that.
Right.
So you got a lot of people that are
with
probably...
Gregory on, which knows his business. He knows a lot of information.
He's a business guy.
Yeah, he used to work for Wall Street. Oh. And, you know, he kind of got out of it and knows the inside bullcrap that goes on out there and is letting people know now. So...
So, yeah, so people are, like, thinking, oh, it's a business show. So, of course... You were seeing the numbers kind of going up for a little bit.
Yeah, they went up a little bit, and like I said, you know, really, I mean, we may use some language on here that they may not like, but we get the truth out too, just the same.
Well, that's it. You know, we're not talking about finance because, you know, hey, fuck finance.
Yeah, but well, I mean, a lot of people right now are at a point in their life where they're just kind of on the edge of like, hey, what am I going to do when all this collapses?
Right.
A lot of people don't have the money out there, you know. And they are saying, like, buy up a lot of silver. That's what Gregory says, you know, not so much gold but more silver. But if you don't have the money to go get it with because everybody's living on a day-to-day, hand-to-mouth kind of sort of thing.
That's how it is, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough to be advising people, you know, like, this is what you should do because I'm no authority when it comes to that shit.
No, we could advise them that, yeah, the shit's hitting the fan. We all know this one.
Yeah,
this stuff is not – it's not getting better, you know. So, you know, yeah, the best thing you can do is really just to protect yourself and try to buy those containers of water and perishable foods that you're going to need for when the this Ebola, whether it's fake or it's not fake or they're trying to trick people out or whatever they're trying to do.
Well, I like what he was saying though of how they're trying to create a panic.
Well, yeah, and that's what they've got to do. And I do believe, and I hear a lot of false flags about.
That's what I'm saying.
They're saying it's a false flag about the Ebola, but I don't believe it's truly a false flag. I think they are going to let so many citizens die off because people are going to start panicking more and more when they see this.
Yeah, but when you see these like the thing about Ebola being here and
right.
Ebola being there, and you know, then you start going, wait a minute, that sounds, you know, like remember with same shit with 9/11, you know,
right.
when they had all these mock, you know, terrorist attacks, you know, there was that truck that supposedly had a bunch of chemicals on it that blew up or some weird,
right.
remember? And then there was some guy who flew a fucking Cessna into a bank or some dumb shit like that.
Right.
So, you know, you're hearing a lot of this isolated bullshit. And, you know, you start thinking, you know what, I wonder if some of this is
No, I think they're ready to throw it all at the wind right now because they know that everything's ready to collapse. They
right.
know that people people are starting to stand up and wake up. So now it's all or nothing for them. So I believe that I believe that the vaccine is the worst way to go. I do believe that. I think they're trying to scare people into getting it. I think that is the worst way, but I believe that they are going to let so many citizens die from Ebola first to make people panic even more run out to get this.
Oh, yeah, because then you're going to say, oh, see, you need the vaccine.
Yeah, and a lot of people will. I mean, when you get into that panic mode where it's flight or fright or, fight or flight or whatever they say, or pretend dead,
right.
A lot of people will run towards that and say, well, you know what, I'm not going to take the chance. I'm going to go get this.
I never been a puppet of the media, so
Right.
when people start saying shit like, my mom's big on that bullshit. You
Right.
better get, like when the swine flu shit was going on and everything, and
Right.
she pretty much drove me to Walgreens and forced me to get the fucking flu shot.
And then we found out later on that swine flu was really not much of anything more.
It was bullshit.
80 more people died from getting the vaccine that ever even went around.
Well, remember when I had a cold, and remember I told you this a few years ago, and remember I was with Shell at the time, and she was very doctor happy, and
Right.
she said, oh, you got to go to the doctor, you should go get checked out. So, and the guy told me, oh, if you had swine flu, you'd have what did he say? Discharge that smelled, that came
Right.
out of your nose.
And supposedly that's why they called it swine flu.
Yeah, some
It had a
bullshit.
bad smelling discharge.
Something like that.
Well, I told you that, and before that swine flu even happened, remember I told you I got a call from a certain congressperson that told me, look, there's going to be a false pandemic coming out here. Do not get you or your children this shot. And I was like, okay, this is kind of strange. I told you about that ahead of time, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. There was something.
Yeah, he called me and told me, and I was kind of like, why? I kind of thought he was a little bit off of his rocker at the time a little bit. I thought, wow.
Because it sounds weird.
Yeah,
It's
I was like, I know this guy well. He's never, he's pretty level-headed.
Right.
And for that call, I thought, was this guy drinking today or something?
Right.
And I didn't pay much attention to it. I mean, I did, but I did not.
Right.
I mean, it was kind of one of those things I just put in the back of my head. Then it was 2 months later, they said the pandemic of the swine flu. I thought, whoa, he knew this was coming.
Yeah.
2 or 3 months ahead of time, before they announced it, before anything happened, he called and gave me warning because he liked me and told me not to take my children, nor me, or anybody in my family that I truly loved or knew to get this shot.
Well, it's amazing. Obviously he's got an inside.
He knew. Yes,
connection.
he did know.
And but he's telling you this shit.
And it's kind of amazing because he's dead now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he died of a heart attack, of course.
Amazing.
Always dies. They always die of a heart attack.
Some kind of heart attack
Yeah.
or some failure of something.
Yeah,
somewhere.
he was a good guy. I won't mention his name, but he was a good man. He was an honest man, and that's
why he didn't make it in politics.
That's why, he made it. He was pretty good in the politics part of it, but he was always on the outer fringes of it. He
Right.
was, he stayed in there enough to do what he needed to do, but he was always on the outside fringe. That's why he came to All Talk, because he knew we were.
But if you don't play, man, if you don't play by the rules,
well, and that's the whole thing.
then you're not part of the gang, man. You're going to be ostracized. And
I think at one time he may have played by the rules, but he was one of those people that said, wait a minute, conscience kicked in and said,
Yeah.
hey, look, this is just not right what we're doing. And maybe it even went further than he would have ever wished to even follow in the tracks of.
well, once you start seeing that shit, then you're
If
like,
you're human and you have a conscience, yeah.
Yeah. Well, but a lot of them, they become systemized.
Yeah.
And their minds become, they're under control. It's like they justify it with, oh, well, that's okay. I'm doing something for the, they're being fooled that it's for the greater good.
Well, and sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes they're like, hey, look, it's either my family and us get taken out with this whole thing because it's going to hit the fan, or I let other people that I don't even care about take it and I stay safe with my family.
Right.
So and sometimes that happens where they're just like, well, hey, I'd rather protect my own and screw everybody else sort of mentality.
Yeah. Well,
And it does happen, but it's a shame that our country is no longer what it once was. I mean, even with the last couple years, I mean, I've never seen such a failure of everything. Government, Congress, everything. Everything is
Right.
a freaking failure.
Well, and like we've said before, I think we were saying this last week, that people are so willing to just settle for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're given, they're fine with it. Hey, as long as they got Candy Crush, as long as they got Facebook, as long as they got Instagram.
I've actually had people tell me this. They've said to me, I said, look, you really can't be this dumb. You've got to see what is happening around you. And they truly choose not to. What they said to me was, you know what? I've never had a new phone like I've got now. I've got a brand new car that's got Bluetooth in it.
Wow.
I've got this. And all they did was count their material things. They didn't, and they're like, and it's not at my door right now.
Yeah, well, it's not my backyard mentality.
Yeah, and so they chose not to see it.
So as long as it's not bothering them, then fuck it. You know,
Then they're okay with it, and they justify it because, you know, it's like we've said before. Once you truly come out and realize what's happening and what you've been lied to and what reality is to what you've been told, you cannot go back.
well, it's those bad words. The two fucking, in my opinion,
Or worse
dirtiest
than what
words.
you just said, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, fucking all the other words that I use on here are,
Right.
are nothing compared to at least. Everybody loves
least,
to use
yeah.
at least. Well, at least this isn't happening. Well, at least I'm not losing this right.
And I've heard that. They're like, well, at least we're not like other third world countries. What do you mean at
Headed there,
least?
bro.
We never were and should not be headed in that direction.
Yeah.
So you should not ever be saying at least. Do you know how many people died for this country and its freedoms? You know, you shouldn't be putting at least with that.
No, hell no. Because they died so you didn't have to.
Right.
You know.
So why settle? Why? But that's the day and age. I mean, a lot of people don't believe in standing up for their rights. Here at All Talk, that's what we do. This
Yeah.
is most of our shows are all about this.
Well, you know, we're going to meet some resistance like we always do.
Yes,
you
this
know?
is true.
And because we're not willing to take the dick like everybody else will.
No, I am not willing to. I mean, and we all know that when it truly hits, that you know, a lot of good people are going to be lost in this, and we know that.
Yeah, well, you know, and fuck, I told you that story a few weeks ago when I was on ITN and the driver and I were talking, and we said, oh, we don't vote, you know, and
Right.
the woman that was riding with us is like, you guys don't vote? And we're going, no, we don't vote. And then we're saying, yeah, but who do you can't trust any of these fucking people. And first thing she says, well, you got to understand, it's human nature. You know, if someone gave you access to all that stuff, it would be human nature to steal and lie. And I was just like, wow, you are justifying that fucked up behavior because you can.
And this is why that behavior goes on.
Yeah.
You
'Cause-
allow them to do it to you.
Yeah.
You don't stand back and say, hey, look, you know, you were elected to do something.
Right.
You are not king here. You're not whatever. You were elected to do this. You work for us. We pay your salary.
Yep.
You know, you run this country the way it was meant to be run. And if you cannot do that, get the hell out of office.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, like we said, so many people have become complacent.
They have.
And I'm not talking about, you know, and see, this is the thing. They think their idea of letting their voice be heard is running out to the stupid fucking polls, you know,
And yeah.
writing their congressman, you know, and doing all kinds of other dumb shit that may have worked back in the 1930s or something.
Really, it didn't then. When you started with electoral votes, we kind of trashed the whole system. And
Yeah.
the whole thing is that you tell these people, and these are the ones you can tell that are either ever going to wake up or never going to wake up. When you sit there and tell them, look, well, I'm going to go vote him out of office. Well, that's funny because I think when the election came around for Barack Obama, for the second one here, between him and Mitt Romney, remember we told people, look, they're like, who are you voting for? I'm like, neither one. And they're like, well, if you don't vote, then the other one gets the vote, and blah, 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 you know, that
that's
kind of
the most
concept.
backwards, fucked up logic I've ever heard.
Yeah, and that kind of concept. Well, if I don't want either one, I don't care who gets the vote because you know what? It doesn't matter. Your vote does not count. And they're
No.
like, well, yes, it does because you're un-American. Remember what happened when we still had Nevada, the state of Nevada? All the polls hadn't even closed yet. I believe
he was
Florida
declared
and
president.
two other states.
Yep.
This was almost, I think, 3 or 4 states that none of their votes even came through, and he was already declared president.
Yep. So what? Those states don't matter.
So their votes did not count.
And that proved it.
That proved it right
That's
there.
great. You know, I was actually enjoying that night
Yeah.
because I was right.
Yeah,
I was
we,
like,
we were
yeah.
right, and the bad. I enjoyed it, but it was also sort of a.
It was sad.
It was sad because realizing that, knowing that the country and the way I've grown up to feel about my country was trashed.
Well, I was kind of happy because I'll tell you why I was happy. I was being optimistic, thinking,
Right.
well, maybe some of these people will now wake up and realize that all this carrying on they do about voting and choosing your leader and all that other
Right.
dumb shit
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Whoever's going to be in office is who they choose to be in office.
Although, you know, that cracks me up too because these are the same people that tell you, oh, if you don't vote, you shouldn't bitch, blah, blah, blah. But yet some of those people are scared to go get a gun.
But like I said, but like I
You know?
said, that is the most when they're sitting there saying you're unpatriotic or that is the most unpatriotic thing you could possibly say. Well, if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. That's not telling me that that's freedom. I have the freedom to choose whether I want to vote or not. And if you're telling me I have to vote or I need to shut up, That is not freedom.
Yeah, exactly. That's a dictatorship.
That's a dictatorship. Exactly right.
So I got to go be there and vote and be a part of this shit.
And just because I choose, okay, so I got two idiots here, you know. I don't want to vote for either one. So if I don't vote for either one because I don't believe in either one of their stances, I need to sit back for 4 years and shut my mouth because they're ruining my country?
Yeah.
I don't think
you gotta
so.
Pick one, pal.
Yeah.
You know?
Pick one or you can't say a word. Well, that's not the way it works.
Well, then I hear other idiots say stuff like, hey, you know, if you vote for Mickey Mouse, that's okay.
Yeah, I hear that too. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, is Mickey Mouse a choice?
So you go down, waste your time, your money, your gas to go in and put in Mickey Mouse. What sense does this make?
Well, and that's what it is you're given, you know, because the one time I did vote, you know, you're given 4 possible choices.
Yeah.
And you must pick one to be able to advance.
Does anybody ever really think that that Romney, or I mean not Romney, but
Barack?
The third party is ever going to make it in? Honestly.
Oh, no. Because these fuckers got it sold up.
Yeah, there's not much going to well, really, I think, in my opinion, I think, and I'm not one to say this, but I think we're seeing the end times of the United States the way it was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about this. Right now, we've got, like they talked about on Shelley Show and Gregory and that, when he's saying, you know, I brought up the point, they have all this ammunition they bought. Why do they need so much ammunition? They know they're collapsing they're collapsing the dollar.
Right.
They're collapsing everything around us, so they're going to need to defend against that because there's going to be uprisings in the street.
Yeah.
You need bullets to take people out with.
Well, you need to defend yourself against the citizens, but also the government.
Yeah, and so they bought up all these bullets, and the reason they did so is because they knew which way it was going to go. Do you realize that if this Ebola scare becomes something huge, they can declare medical martial law?
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know, Obama, once that happens, all elections are taken offline for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So he can stay in presidency.
Ah.
And everybody that's in where they're at right now can stay right where they're at.
Oh, yes, because they know they're fucking up.
Well, yeah.
And the only way that they, you know, because everybody hates their ass, so it's like, well, the only way I can stay in.
Well, why would they need to? It's all fake anyhow. So they're punching it up towards the end of the line. I believe that we are going to see. I think we've seen our last true election. I think we are going to see a medical martial law kick in. They're going to tell people they can't do this, you can't do that. That automatically shuts down polls, that shuts down voting, that shuts down everything. So now you start to get a dictatorship coming in.
Oh,
and now they've got the bullets and plenty of coffins, those so-called coffin liners that they needed, that they have out there. They didn't stockpile all this stuff for nothing. You know, they did this a year ago. Remember when they FEMA 3?
Oh, yeah.
When we were talking about it then, and I thought it may have been from the ISON coming through, and I thought they may have knew something that was going to happen that we didn't. Right. But they did. They knew something. They knew that Ebola was going to come around. They were going to bring this stuff out. They were going to put a panic through the people and release so much of it. And coffins also for the simple fact that there's people out there that they're going to shoot and put in these things. You can hold 3 people in one of these coffins, and they're airtight.
Well, just even the presence of the coffins, you know, creates the panic and creates the control. Because like the guy was saying last hour, you know, with panic, there's control.
There's control.
Yep.
Panic. There's money. There's money in panic. There's war, there's money in war. There's money in panic. There's money in and the end of it, all of it is actually control. Yes.
Yeah. So that's where it's headed, man. That's where.
Well, yeah, and why would they stockpile all of these so-called coffin liners that are hermetically airtight, so they keep in a disease if there's a disease to be,
right. Like,
and they can hold 2 to 3 people in one of these things. And they are also incinerator friendly.
Oh, so they can burn a lot of
So they can burn these, right? So what else? What would you be putting in something like that? People with Ebola, with a contagion disease.
Mass amounts of people.
Mass amounts of people from a contagion that you want to control.
Wow. Man.
Yeah.
Yes. Starting your week off very, you know, on a happy note.
Yeah, it's the truth, and it's a sad truth is what the problem is. Yeah. It's a truth that I never thought in my day and age that I would see America come to this.
No, as a matter of fact, I used to say, "Oh, we'll never see that in our lifetime."
yeah, because you can't fathom seeing something like that.
No,
not from the way it was to the way it is right now.
No, and not what you're taught.
Well, certainly not what you're taught.
The shit they're feeding you, where it's like, well, you understand, you're, you're an American, you have freedom, and baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet fucking.
Yeah, your freedom is what we choose to give you, as long as you choose to keep believing it.
Yeah,
and that's it. I mean, a lot of this stuff, over the years, and I've been kind of disappointed with some people, and recently, though, been more energized seeing more people wake up.
Well, that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
That there are some people waking up.
I was
But,
disappointed for the longest time because people were just not getting it. And it's too bad that it's come this far, that it's taken all of us to kind of wake up and say, whoa, this is
Well,
just not right.
Or you get some that are waking up but are choosing to remain complacent.
And they're still, and like I was telling Gregory and Shelley before the last show, I said, it's cool, but it's not at the same time, because these people are waking up, but they're taking these baby steps, and you just want to push them a little harder. Like, come on, we don't have time for you to play catch up now.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's kind of like, because you hear them go, well, you know what? I can't believe that this government's doing this. It's because of those damn Democrats. You go, whoa, no, stop right there.
Yeah.
You backpedal a little bit. It's not just the Democrats. It's all of them.
They're all doing
Yeah.
it.
So take that baby step again. You just you've fallen a little bit. Get back up. Try walking again.
For a second, though, I got to say, when I heard him talking about, and the Democrats are going to, I was like, you lost me.
No, but they corrected and said Republicans too.
Yeah, well, Shelley did. She was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, the Republicans aren't much better.
Well-
And he's like, oh, yeah, I agree with you.
Well, yeah, but what Gregory was saying was that's what the position of Democrats are taking right now, to collapse this, and he thinks it's going to collapse their party. But the whole thing's about to collapse. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the whole government as you know it.
Yeah, we are. I mean, come on. They're trying to get people. They're trying to make it illegal to be in rural areas to live. They're trying to make it so everybody has to be in a city area. Why is that? Control.
Of course.
You get them in one area, you control them. You got people in the militia or people that are doing things out on the outer fringes of stuff. That's harder to control. They know that.
Well, good luck trying to do that.
It's just it all just amazes me that our country has come to what it's come to. I just, like I said, at my age, I'm only 46, but still, I would at least thought I would have died in a free country.
As a free man.
Yeah, as a free man, and not the way I feel now about my own country. And it's not the country I feel it about. It's about the crooks in this country. It has nothing to do with. I still love United States of America. I believe in United States of America, and I believe in our people.
Right.
I do not believe
I'm
in
losing
who's
faith-
running it.
I'm losing faith in that, too.
Well, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little more faith back because, like I said, I'm seeing people wake up. I mean, there are people out there that choose not to wake up, and if it's too late for them at the end of all this, what can you do? You can say, hey, look, you had your choice. You made it. You were a free American.
Yeah.
You chose to be put in that FEMA camp right now. You didn't want to wake up.
Well, as Kay Reno says, if you're scared of revolution, I hope you're the first victim.
Yeah, and that's what usually happens.
Yeah.
And they will take some of us out on the way down. We know this.
Right.
The good ones will go. There will be some that are just not ever going to
They just quite catch it.
But you know what time it is?
It's time to
It's
go to
time
break.
for one of your breaks. So.
Oh, yeah. We'll be right back, bitches.
We'll be right back, people.
What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
Answer me this. When did having a lot of YouTube hits and hella MySpace friends begin to determine whether a rapper has good music or not? Let's be serious. You wouldn't trust half of these people to wash your car or your dog. But you gonna let these people determine what music you listen to? That's crazy. You gotta be a leader, man, not a follower. And check out that classic album by your little boy Black Ice, 5.0 Reasons, 10th anniversary, 1998 to 2008. It's that classic Bay Area G-Funk and mob music. Sample the entire album at cdbaby.com, rhapsody.com, Napster, and iTunes. Or just Google your boy Black Ice. That's Y-A-B-O-Y, Black Ice.
He was a young white kid from the suburbs who had it all. Yo, Pops, when you gonna paint my motherfucking Bentley and shit? Sorry, son, I'll get to it. It's just been very hectic down at the office. But he wanted something more. Yo, I wish I could be a G, dog. He wanted to come from those mean streets and be a G like his compadres that he looked up to. Yo, man, if only I could have a gag, dude. I'd bust the most caps out of any G. Then he met Jay Fucker on MySpace, where he learned to rock up that crack cocaine with the dopest of OGs from the street. Yo, we gonna hit the track right now, and we gotta slang these hover rocks to these motherfucking fiends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, can I roll with you, dog? Can I roll in your 6'4"? It's a tale of urban struggle. Yo, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive out in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, I can dig it. It was a tale of romance. Hey, dog, you mind if we sleep in the same bed? Gerald Jismbag and Harold Hardcock give it 2 thumbs up. It's Black Cock Down. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer of the award-winning Shit That Irks Me. Now, usually, I'm joking and having fun and laughing, but in this case, I'm here to talk about something very serious. There's a phenomenon that's going on all over this country. It's called dimpling or dimple caking. That's right. There are lonely-ass, poor, sorry sons of fucking bitches that have no friends, no life, and nothing really going on for themselves. So they need people to talk to. So what they'll do is they'll call your phone. And usually what you'll do, being the heartless son of a bitch that you are, you'll just let the phone ring and roll it into your voicemail. And then you sit there and you contemplate, oh no, I have to call this person back. I have to call this person back, knowing that there's quite the chore that's in front of you. What do you do? If you're the heartless son of a bitch that never calls them back, you need to stop now. You need to call that person back and do your dimple duty. That's right. It is your dimple duty to make sure that this person is happy and content and feels worth. That's right. This person needs to feel like they have some worth. So, do your dimple duty today. Thank you. I am Maxwell Silverhammer with a public service announcement. Do you hate women that you can't fuck? Have you tried to rub your dick on some woman's foot and she turned you down?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, if so, you need Game for the Mentally Lame. That's right. If you're a mental retard and women are trying to kill you with their Google cheesy leezy, then this is the book for you. That's right. Learn brand new pickup lines. Hey, baby, you hear my fake? Wanna hit on it?
No, I don't want to sit on your face, but I'd like to split your fucking lip.
Or you can also learn brand new ways of being smooth and romantic with the come-ons. Hey, how about we go have some choochie, and then after that, we can go to the rum runner.
Great, just what I've always wanted, my own drunken alcoholic retard. No thanks.
So see, the proof is in the tard. So get Game for the Mentally Lame for only $19.99 if you call now. Order Game for the Mentally Lame for all tards and those who can't quite get it. At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your front. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters, so turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer.
Fuck that guy.
And DJ Jerkman.
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
Only on STEM Radio.
Damn, this shit really hurts me.
If you're STIM Radio,
Oh, yes, bitches. Welcome back to the shit that fucking irks me. I don't think we introduced ourselves.
No, we didn't.
Oh, shit. Well, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I'm GJ Jerkman.
Yeah. So, anyway, all right. I think I had a realization today.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have to stop using Facebook for business.
Really? Why?
Yeah, just because nobody's on there to do business anymore. Everybody wants to fuck around. It's like whenever I write people about interviews and things like that, they don't write back, or, it takes them a long time to write back or whatever. But then I go check my inbox later, and I'm like, okay, there's that dude wrote me back about the interview. Oh, fuck no, it's somebody else. What's up, Max? Hey, Max. Hi. Hello. Just gay-ass chat shit.
Right.
And it's like people are on there to chat and do lame shit or tag you and stuff trying to push their bullshit.
The whole thing with Facebook changed a lot, too. I don't know if you've noticed with your updates, but they're trying to promote and make a lot of money from this. So anybody doing kind of like business now, it's like when I go on, I have the alltalkradio.net fan page,
right?
And I have my personal page, which I do most of my business through, because if you try to do it through your fan page, they want you to boost promotions by buying it from them.
See, this is the ass ram. Oh, I've seen that where it says boost the post.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't do that. I'm just like, oh, fuck you. I'm not posting.
Yeah, but if you don't do that, they choose to only allow it to go out so much.
Yeah.
So when people before used to get all of our posts and stuff like that, now they're not.
Yeah,
it's messed up.
Well, and like you were saying, there's a lot of people's pages I like,
right?
But I never see any updates from them. It's just like, okay. And all I'm seeing is stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
The motherfuckers that are on Facebook are like, well, like last night I was with Hazmat, and we went down to that
That's stupid.
Actually, it wasn't him who was being stupid.
Oh, really?
We were down there at this Mexican restaurant. These chicks are sitting near us.
Mm-hmm.
They ordered nachos. First thing the girl does is pull out her fucking phone and start taking pictures of her nachos.
Well, that's what they do. They got to show you what they're eating first.
How fucking stupid.
Well, see, the whole thing is it comes down to, this is a society. This is the dumb down part we're talking about.
Yep, exactly. Just what we're talking about.
Oh, look, I'm eating nachos. I don't personally care. Now, if you were at a restaurant, a really fine restaurant, and you had a great plate and you're with some friends, I could see, like, wow, look at this. This is a great... It's just nachos. Who cares? It's nachos.
Right. You can get nachos anywhere. Go to 7-Eleven and get some
nachos. Right.
Yeah.
They would take pictures of their nachos from 7-Eleven, too.
Exactly. How dumb is that? Oh, look, I'm eating nachos at 7-Eleven. Oh, now I'm here at fucking, whatever, riding the zip line. You see that? And me riding the zip line.
I'd rather see the zip line than I would the nachos.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that's more interesting to me.
Shit. You get people to take pictures of their kids' shitty diapers.
People go to McDonald's and take pictures of a McDonald's hamburger. Like, we don't know. Your McDonald's hamburger is more special than anybody else's McDonald's hamburger.
And you know what I was noticing, too, walking around down there with Hazmat last night, because it was, downtown. There's a lot of...
Downtown Fremont?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that where you were?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It's called Nacho Daddy's is the name of it.
Okay, I remember him mentioning that, yeah.
And it's actually pretty good. Expensive, though.
Right.
And a lot of these trendy motherfuckers, which I'm going to start calling them hashtaggers, because that's what they do. Everything is number this, number that, hashtag fucking, and the same people that take pictures of their nachos and take pictures of, stupid rudimentary shit.
Right.
Because they think, oh, hey, I'm down in Fremont. I'm something special.
By the way, remind me when we go to break, I'm going to take a picture of me and you in front of All Talk.
Oh, yo. Yes. And we could tag you like they haven't seen that enough.
Yeah.
I mean, occasional picture's fine and fun.
Well, yeah, and I do it, because people want to see what we're doing here, and you take pictures, put them up.
Yeah. But now it just seems like, anybody on Facebook, even if they are musicians or whatever, all they want to do is just, what's up, Max? Hey, Max, how you doing? Hi.
It's a dumbed down society. We've said this 100 times.
It's like, really, the dumb fucking chats. Actually, the blind group that I'm in, the one guy, the moderator guy, had to go on and actually post something and say, look, if you're going to post something, please at least post something with substance. Don't just say, hey, what's up? Who's out there? Or who would like to chat? Or, just lame shit like that.
Well, they're obviously lonely, maybe.
There are a lot of lonely motherfuckers on Facebook.
This is Vegas. I hate to tell you this, but Vegas...
it's not just Vegas. It's all over, man.
Well, look at the world. Okay, like I said the one day, I went out to have breakfast with my mother. We get to the restaurant. There is a family of 4 sitting there. A father, a mother, an older daughter, and a younger son. All 4 of those people...
Were texting.
Or on their phones and stuff. It was a family of non-communication.
Yeah, well, and see, this isn't just Vegas. This is all over.
That's all around the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got people from all over the country, even in other countries, on Facebook, and they do the same exact shit, same behavior all the time. And the other thing that's really starting to fucking irk me is, these rappers are fucking getting on my nerves.
It's about time. Took you long enough.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. I would rather have, there's like I said, there's a guy I'm hopefully going to be having on Wednesday.
Right.
A guy that I grew up listening to. And see, I like having those guys on because I know their music. I kind of have a little rapport with them, in the sense of, all right, I'm familiar with your work,
right.
That type of thing. But then I get all these fucking little wigs, that are like, yo, dude, when can I come on your show, dog? Can I have an interview? And you're just like, oh, man. And I'm too nice to say no. And this one guy who keeps tagging me all the fucking time, I'm like, dude, your shit sucks. The rap I wrote, my very first rap, cruising down the street in my GTI, waving at the bitches, looking fly. That fucking outdoes any shit that they put up today.
Boy, that really angers you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's like, really, you think your shit is good. And
well, but keep in mind, what are we talking about the whole time? People right now believe in the crap. They believe it's good stuff. I hate to say this, but yes, and look at.
That'd be like eating your own shit and saying it tastes good.
But there are a lot of people that, using that analogy. There are a lot of people that are doing that right now.
Fuck,
they are. I mean, it's like they put out inferior products now. Look at Apple 6. This thing's a piece of crap.
I actually saw there was something today. Somebody had said, "What's a impulse buy that you feel sorry about doing now?"
Right.
And somebody put the iPhone 6.
A lot of people said this phone is a piece of crap. It's shoddily made. It's made of cheap material. It's this, it's that. The price didn't go down. They added barely nothing. They made it a little bit bigger, but it's a piece of crap. But how many thousands of people or millions of people waited in line to buy that thing?
Yep, to go out and just buy this bullshit thing.
There's people are brainwashed to buying anything and everything that they tell them to buy. Yeah. You know what? You should get the phone number out. You forgot to do that in case somebody wanted to call.
Oh, in case they do. All right.
Yeah.
702-609-7626 is the number.
Yeah.
Again,
you hate some rappers and crap going on out there, let us know.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. 702-609-7626. Or you can Skype in. We got the Skype up, right?
Got the Skype running.
It's All Talk Radio. So you can Skype. I always think that they can see this shit on the site, like, when they're looking. But maybe they don't.
No. Because if they're coming in through Facebook or anything else, I mean, the numbers are there, but they may just be looking only at the video.
That's true. I wasn't sure. I just assumed they're on the site. But So anyway, it's just funny that like I said, I'm waiting on the guy, because how it is. I'm on edge,
right?
Like it's 2 days to the interview, and I always get that way towards the interview. I'm like, I haven't heard back. What the fuck's going on?
We have an interview coming up.
Come on Wednesday.
Oh man, that's right.
Remember?
It's a rapper,
and it's a guy that I like. I grew up on his shit, as opposed to some dude that just random guy that hits me up and is like,
because he wants you to listen to his stuff.
Yeah, hey man, I want to be on a show, dude. I want okay, I understand you want publicity, but there has to be a point where, and this was my rant that I put up on Facebook. I don't know if you saw this earlier. But I was just going off because, you know what? I'm tired of hearing about people saying, dream, you're killing my dream. Well, you had an ex that used to talk that way. People that are killing their dreams and hating on them and, putting them down for what they want to do and, holding them back. You know what? Sometimes you're not cut out to do that shit. I'm sorry. You can be as good as you fucking want to be.
But people have been told all the time. How many times have we said this? You are whatever you want to be.
Bullshit.
That's not always true.
That's
you
far from
you
true.
can have a dream. I'm never going to be an ice skater. I could probably try, but even if I did, I probably would not be the best ice skater.
It's kind of like what G Motors and I were talking about the other night about what professions we thought about doing and wish we could do as kids, but as we got older and reality kicked in, we sort of realized that hey,
that may not
what?
be the best thing to do.
Yeah, shit. Mine was law enforcement. And
you want to be a cop?
Yeah,
you want to be a blind cop?
Well, there you go. That's it. There's no way I could do that, but that would be something that would be my dream.
You would
job.
love to have done it.
Yeah, had I been able to do it. But see, that's the point. Sometimes you can't do what you want to do.
But then there would be people out there say, "But you could, Max. You could be a paper pusher at the. It's not what you would want. You would be settling."
Right. Exactly. If I wanted to be a cop, I want to be a cop.
Right.
Not a fucking paper pusher.
But there would be people that defend the fact that you still could be a cop, but just not the kind you would want to be. Well, then why be it?
Well, exactly. It's like, oh, okay, so like you said, I'd be settling. Why settle?
Right.
But again, here we are in the United. You know what? We should change USA to United Settlers of
Yeah,
America.
America.
Because everybody just loves to fucking settle. You know, just take the dick and take the first thing that comes their
That'll
way.
still be the USA, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. United Settlers of America. And, well, you know, and they think settlers like people who found the country, you know, but no, actually meaning settlers, like you like to settle. You take
Right.
the dick. But, yeah, some of these people, it's like, sorry, guy, but you know what? The hard reality is you're not good at what you do. And who's telling you you're good at what you do besides you in your mind? You know, there's one guy on my friends list.
Mm-hmm.
He's a nice guy, man. He's a cool guy.
Right.
You know, and he's always cool to me and everything, but he's just, man, he's let me hear a few of his tracks.
And just not that good.
They're garbage. I'm just like, oh, man. You know, and what do you do?
And he's a nice guy.
Yeah, right. He's a nice guy.
So you don't want to say, hey, look. But, you know, you could simply say to him, hey, look, I may not like it. Someone else might.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, and that's true.
And
Someone else may.
And
Someone
I have
like,
told him.
wow, that's dopical depical.
I've told him in a roundabout way.
Right.
Like, yeah, man, I'm not really feeling it, but, you know, somebody else might.
I mean, for every ugly person out there, there's someone that finds them totally beautiful, and vice versa.
Sure.
So, you know.
Look at me. I'm getting texts that I'm sexy.
Yeah. Yes, you did get a text, and a girl said, watching, you're sexy.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. You're blinder than me.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, it's funny, though, because, like I said, you know, everybody talks about, you know, the dream killer, and everybody's killing my dreams and trying to put me down. Well, you know what? I think it's time you know your limitations.
Well,
and instead of sitting chasing some shit that you're not good at and getting discouraged and blaming your shortcomings on everybody else, but guess who? Yourself.
Right.
Maybe you want to get in where you fit in, find what you do well, and excel with it,
Mm-hmm.
and actually go somewhere with it. You know, it's kind of like...
but people weren't taught that. Kids are not being taught that nowadays, that's for sure, because every kid that shows up at an event, no matter whether team won, they
They're a
all get
winner.
trophies. You're
Yeah,
all winners.
Some bullshit. You
No.
know, it's the reality is, guess what? You can lose.
Yes, you can lose at things, but that's the mentality of training people that, hey, look, you're just a drone. No matter what, you all get the same treatment.
Yeah, because, hey, you know what? This is good. You enjoy this, right?
Yeah.
You like to
Look,
be a winner?
you got a trophy. You didn't have to really do anything, because just for showing up.
Yeah, just for trying.
So see what happens when you get older and you just show up to stay in line and do what we tell you to. You get a trophy. You get to eat.
Well, it's funny. Yeah, there you go. Hey,
Yeah.
be happy, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
We're throwing you a fucking crumb.
Bone, yeah.
But, you know, like, think it started when I was in school. Because I remember I had an algebra teacher that used to just give us 10s on the assignment if we did it.
Right.
And I was like, well, what's a 10? And he was like, well, that means you get 10 points for the whole assignment. And I'm like, well, all right, but what happened to A pluses and B pluses and all that shit? And he was like, well, no, on the assignments, if you did it, if you tried it, I give you full credit. And
For
I'm
just
like,
trying.
What the fuck kind of...
What kind of crap is that?
You know, yeah, even to me at the time as a teenager,
Right.
you know, you think that would be, oh, okay, man, cool, I get credit.
So he's patronizing you because you're blind.
No, it wasn't just me. It was the whole class.
The whole class?
Yeah, the whole class got that. That was his grading scale.
So, wow.
So if you did the assignment... and
Don't try to
completed-
excel at anything. Don't try to find that this may not be what your strong point is and something else, and this is a way of doing it.
But you got all credit on the assignments, you know? Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was even backwards to me at the time. I was like, something's not right about this grading scale.
Right.
You know, because, yeah, every student in the class, if we did the assignment and did all the problems, even if we fucked every single problem up, we still got a 10 for trying. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I've never agreed with that. I always thought that this, you know, if my child's going to play something and I want him to feel good about what he's accomplished, not just because
Or feel defeat.
Feel defeat.
Sometimes you got to, man. You got to feel
You're
defeat.
going to feel defeat in the world, no matter what happens.
Fuck yeah.
Someone's going to shove your face in that poo-poo that's laying on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not going to smell great.
And you're not going to be prepared.
Yeah.
Especially with the way they're
You're gonna
preparing
go,
people.
where's
up.
my trophy?
I got my face thrown in shit.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
I showed up, want to get no trophy?
Yeah, well,
No, you don't.
That's this America's Got Talent mentality.
Yeah.
You know? Well, okay. Hey, you got credit for trying, buddy. Good job, man. Better luck next time.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck all that.
No.
You know, how about this? You suck ass. You shouldn't fucking, you have no business with a microphone in your hand, you know? and that's what I liked about Simon Cowell. People said, you know, he's a dick.
But he
and
did that for ratings. That's all that was for. There
Yeah,
was
but-
nothing more than that.
But some of those people did really fucking
Well,
suck.
it's because, okay, think about this. Now, it shows you what kind of a setup this whole thing was. if these people were coming in, they went through talent agents to get here. How did they get in if they really sucked that bad? Because they wanted Kalman Sy, or whatever the hell his damn stupid name was.
Sy.
Yeah.
Well,
to go on and rip it apart because it was drama. That's all. If these people really were talent agents and they knew these people sucked, why would they put them in the first place?
That's true. And there were some shitty people.
Yes, and it was all for ratings. That's all it was about. That's it. And you even sucked into that one.
Yeah, well, I used to watch it.
Yeah, because you'd be like, oh, wow, and you'd hear everybody the next day, oh, can you believe Hang Chang Wong, or whatever his name was, that they even, how would he have gotten past all those?
I used to trip out off that, too. Like, those people would end up with record deals.
You really
like,
think,
fuck did
you really think all those I don't know what they're called, but the interviews and stuff that they went through, that all those people passing them going, wow, right there, that's some talent. Oh yeah, that's good. I can't wait for Simon to hear this because he's gonna. No, they knew what they're doing. It was drama bullshit. It's a way to keep people busy and tied up into the bullcrap end of the world, so to not really look to what's going on. Like, oh, how many times? Okay, what was his name? Hung Wong or whatever his name was.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Wong Lo or
yeah,
Hung
that
Lo
thing
or...
went on forever. Everybody's like, oh, he was so bad, and he did get a deal, and why?
And there was a chick, an Asian chick too. Remember? I can't remember her name, but she also did. She put out an album. She did a cover of "I Want to Hold Your Hand" by the Beatles.
Yeah, and at the same time they did this, it's the same time they put out the gay rights for the can they get married? Can't they get married? Remember, it was the same time that everybody was so worried about all these little petty things that Monsanto got signed into a bill that allowed them to do whatever they want to the American people, and nobody can do nothing against them.
Keep you excited about American Idol.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly right.
They keep you thinking that that's the important thing.
The important stuff, yes, exactly right.
Got to cover it. And I'm telling you, I get sick of hearing every fucking morning. You know, I ride my ITN driver. She usually is the one that picks me up every day. And she's always got it on, you know, this one particular station. And all they're talking about is celebrities and this, that, and whatever. And some of the topics are interesting, but, man, I get sick of hearing about it. These people aren't fucking worth what I wipe my ass with, in my opinion.
In your opinion.
Yeah. Hey, I don't give a fuck about these people.
Well, no, and that's the whole thing.
They don't mean shit to me.
All this stuff we are watching the David Copperfields of the government.
Pretty much.
That's what they are.
Doing a magic trick.
They're doing a magic trick. Hey, look over this way while I'm really doing the real thing. It's nothing to do with magic.
I'm pulling something out of a hat. Yeah. Oh, what was that?
See this hot girl dancing here right now for you, spinning around with her boobs half hanging out with this little, keep an eye on her because I'm real into doing the real stuff over here.
This is my viral video that I'm going to keep your attention with while I go do some really
that's another thing
shit.
That all these people think that all this stuff goes viral instantly. They're like, hey, if I get something on YouTube, how many people, I would love to hear, out of all the people that's ever clicked into anything that we've ever done on YouTube, how many of their stuff has ever went viral?
Nobody's. So just because you're up on YouTube doesn't mean you're going to be viral.
It's all pushed by what agenda they want to push. They will make it go viral.
Yeah, they make it go.
They make it. We don't. Not really. No. I mean, they bring it to our attention, so we want to go watch it. So then it starts to roll viral. But nobody that has unless you have a huge communication database behind you to push it out to, it's not going to go viral.
Well, that's like
and if it does, it's going to take a long time.
You know, and that's the thing with these rappers again, tagging you in shit all the time, and you know, oh look, I got 5 million hits on my SoundCloud. Well, okay, but you're still not going viral. You know, what you did is you bugged the fuck out of everyone on your friends list every day to listen to your new fucking Dopical Defical single you recorded in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And, you know, because they all may have gone and clicked on the goddamn thing.
Well, that's another thing. Who's putting care in everything? Like you said, every 2 minutes. And that's about what they're putting music out anymore. Oh, yeah. I mean, they don't even care about what... I mean, I'm listening to some of these rap songs, and they're coming out with... I was sitting in my tub, and I got some dope, and my bitch is in the back, and you're like... Did you even sit down and look at what you just sang? Because none of it went together with anything. No. You couldn't even sing worth of crap. The music was stolen from some... This is bullshit.
That's the other thing. Yeah, with the stolen beats.
Yeah.
You know, I can hear over them like, well, you know, the one guy we had on at one time was like, oh, yeah, man, I just get beats from this website. And all the time you can always hear in the background, a DJ Frederick John production. Yeah. Or something. You know, there's always some...
It's because anybody can do anything and everybody accepts it as being something. Yeah. You know, everybody can make... we could put a rap song together if we really wanted to tonight. I could steal some beats off the internet. I can throw them up on our little damn...
YouTube channel.
Well, I could put it on to Adobe Audition or something from iMusic or whatever, you know, and we go, oh, doop-doop-a-doop, we don't have to even make, it doesn't have to make any sense. It doesn't have to, we don't have to even work at singing.
Right. The shit
and put it out and try to get people to buy it. Hey, look, look, I'm a recording artist now.
Yo, I got some shit up on set. You got to hear my track.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, some of these guys, they honestly, it's fucked up, but I'm going to say it. They honestly believe in themselves. And they really should.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with believing in yourself. I'm not trying to take away people's hope.
No, but it's a false sense.
But it's really just because you can doesn't mean it's right.
Well, that's it. You know,
I could get a gun and go shoot somebody dead. Doesn't mean I should.
Doesn't make you an expert marksman.
Doesn't make me an expert marksman either. Right. Doesn't mean I should.
Right. So, you know, sometimes, you know, it's a false sense of confidence. And it's like, well, man, you know, instead of chasing what you're really good at and you know you're good at,
right?
You know, you have this idea of, oh, hey, I think I'll be a rapper. That'll be, I mean, really, what would be the allure of being a musician anymore anyway? Honestly, I don't really see any excitement. I mean, as far as like, what cool comes out? You might get to perform a lot, I don't know, or have people liking your shit.
Because everybody's led to believe nowadays this is what you do. You don't go out. You don't try to make a decent living. You do not. You can go scam people. All you got to do is sit back and steal a couple beats and put a couple words out. You're going to be the next frickin' IPOC Chocomonio or whatever the hell they're calling them now. You know, they're led to believe this world of bullshit that does not exist.
Yeah, it's a fantasy.
It's a fantasy. It's a freaking fantasy. Just because you can get a machine and throw some words out doesn't mean you are the next biggest hit.
Yeah. Yeah,
but they're led to believe that, and what do? They believe it.
Oh, yeah, and they believe it in their own mind. And then, of course, if anyone puts you down, well, they're a hater, man.
You're a hater.
They're just trying to kill your dreams, man. Don't let them put you down, dog.
You just are not good at what you think you're good at.
Exactly.
That's all.
You suck balls.
Right.
Bottom fucking line.
And a lot of people just don't want to hear that. I mean, you got to face facts. You know, if you're a singer, you're a great singer. That's good, and kudos to you.
Right.
But, you know, some people are just, the world doesn't run with just singers. Some people are meant to actually be accountants.
Yeah, it's those the ones making the money, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not. We'll be right back, bitches.
What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
Answer me this. When did having a lot of YouTube hits and hella MySpace friends begin to determine whether a rapper has good music or not? Let's be serious. You wouldn't trust half of these people to wash your car or your dog. But you gonna let these people determine what music you listen to? That's crazy. You gotta be a leader, man, not a follower. And check out that classic album by your boy Black Ice, 5.0 Reasons, 10th anniversary, 1998 to 2008. It's that classic Bay Area G-Funk and mob music. Sample the entire album at cdbaby.com, rhapsody.com, Napster, and iTunes. Or just Google your boy Black Ice. That's Y-A-B-O-Y, Black Ice.
He was a young white kid from the suburbs who had it all. Yo, Pops, when you gonna paint my motherfucking Bentley and shit? Sorry, son, I'll get to it. It's just been very hectic down at the office. But he wanted something more. Yo, I wish I could be a G, dog. He wanted to come from those mean streets and be a G like his compadres that he looked up to. Yo, man, if only I could have a gack, dude. I'd bust the most caps out of any G. Then he met Jay Fucker on MySpace, where he learned to rock up that crack cocaine with the dopest of OGs from the street. Yo, we We gonna hit the track right now, and we gotta slang these hover rocks to these motherfucking fiends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, can I roll with you, dog? Can I roll in your 6'4"? It's a tale of urban struggle. Yo, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive out in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, I can dig it, I can dig it. It was a tale of romance. Hey, dog, you mind if we sleep in the same bed? Gerald Jismbag and Harold Hardcock give it 2 thumbs up. It's Black Cock Down.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer of the award-winning Shit That Irks Me. Now, usually, I'm joking and having fun and laughing, but in this case, I'm here to talk about something very serious. There's a phenomenon that's going on all over this country. It's called dimpling or dimple caking. That's right. There are lonely-ass, poor, sorry sons of fucking bitches that have no friends, no life, and nothing really going on for themselves. So they need people to talk to. So what they'll do is they'll call your phone. And usually what you'll do, being the heartless son of a bitch that you are, you'll just let the phone ring and roll it into your voicemail. And then you sit there and you contemplate, oh no, I have to call this person back. I have to call this person back, knowing that there's quite the chore that's in front of you. What do you do? If you're the heartless son of a bitch that never calls them back, you need to stop now. You need to call that person back and do your dimple duty. That's right. It is your dimple duty to make sure that this person is happy and content and feels worth. That's right. This person needs to feel like they have some worth. So, do your dimple duty today. Thank you. I am Maxwell Silverhammer with a public service announcement.
Do you hate women that you can't fuck? Have you tried to rub your dick on some woman's foot and she turned you down?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, if so, you need Game for the Mentally Lame. That's right. If you're a mental retard and women are trying to kill you with their Google Cheesy Leezy, then this is the book for you. That's right. Learn brand new pickup lines. Hey, baby, you hear my fake? Wanna hit on it?
No, I don't want to sit on your face, but I'd like to split your fucking lip.
Or you can also learn brand new ways of being smooth and romantic with the come-ons. Hey, how about we go have some choochie, and then after that, we can go to the rum runner.
Great, just what I've always wanted, my own drunken alcoholic retard. No thanks.
So see, the proof is in the tard. So get Game for the Mentally Lame for only $19.99 if you call now. Order Game for the Mentally Lame for all tards and those who can't quite get it. At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts.
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got caught cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer
Fuck that guy.
and DJ Jerkman,
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
only on STEM Radio.
Damn, this shit really hurts me.
Oh, yes, bitches. We're back. Hour 2, segment 3.
Yep.
The shit that fucking irks me. So, you know, and we were talking about this outside, too. Like, people would rather live a fantasy.
Yeah.
And rather than actually living what they're dreaming about,
well,
because it would take work.
It would take something to do that and realize your boundaries and you, anybody can do anything. I mean, I'm not saying you can't, but I'm not saying you can do it good.
Right.
So it's like when we were talking outside when we were saying, you know, you have these people that may be out there listening to us saying, wow, I can't believe you would discourage somebody. Okay, so would you want some person that could not cut a straight line and their hand was shaking and all this stuff, and them saying, you know what, I'm going to be a brain surgeon someday, and you're going to be my first patient. You're going to jump in on that?
And be like, oh, dude, you know, yeah, you should
I
be a brain
believe in
surgeon.
you, I think, and I will be your first patient.
Hey, you know, if you're not good at something, you're just not good at it.
Not good at it.
Well, then, like we were talking about your ex here, you know, I mean, here she had the radio station, all the tools she wanted to actually live the dream that she was going for.
Right.
But instead, that wasn't, you know, that required work and that required effort. So instead, she would rather go out and fucking suck amongst Hollywood people and all that kind of shit and get nothing out of it and maybe record a song or two here and there. And it's like, well, what are you doing? You're not going anywhere.
And like I said, my stance on it is I don't know what she's done. She may be huge right now. She may
done
not be. I don't
shit.
know.
Trust me, she hasn't done a fucking thing. What you see is what she's done.
Well, and I'm not seeing really. I've seen a couple songs go up. Her last one, "Cornfield of Love" or whatever it was.
Like I said, she's not doing nothing.
Well, maybe in the club she works at or something. Maybe they all love the music and the song. I personally like their older stuff. Some of her newer stuff, I don't care for so much. I think she's a sellout at this point. But except for the "Cornfield of Love," I'm sure that was written by heartfelt emotion that she had with somebody in a cornfield. But because that's the way she usually does it. And when something like that comes up, you can generally tell because she'll write about it. So my idea, what I'm getting from it is she had sex with somebody in a cornfield that she truly loved, and it was a special moment, and that's why she wrote the song.
How fucking retarded. Sorry,
Well.
it's stupid. It's like cornfield of fucking love. Well, you know, what prompted, you know.
I'm telling you what prompted it.
I mean, I know you know, yeah, what prompted it.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like thinking, I'm just seeing the idea come together here. Oh my God, cornfield of love. That sounds great. I'm going to write this down.
Maybe to her that was a special night. You know, maybe I truly don't know, but I'm feeling it would be a special night for her, and that person she loves is either still with or wants him back or whatever.
You know,
not the husband that sits here with the 2 kids. Don't worry about him.
When you say, but see, I know you have the mindset of, you know, you don't really know what somebody's going through.
Right.
But you kind of do, man. You know, when you're an observant person, when you're intelligent, and you can kind of see, you know, you haven't seen any, yeah, she's put up a few things here and there.
Right.
But trust me, things aren't good. You know?
Don't think?
Nah.
I think she's doing fine.
And it's kind of like something with one of my exes that I saw.
She has to be doing fine.
I saw something from one of my exes today, as a matter of fact, on Facebook, because now they're back on there. And somebody was posting about Christmas. And she responded, they said, you know, I'm just not feeling the magic of it anymore. I don't know what.
The magic of Christmas?
Yeah, something like that.
She found out Santa Claus is not real?
Well, then her response to it was, oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. I haven't felt it in a while. Well, you know what? If you're so ecstatically fucking happy and life is so great for you,
right?
You know, and you've met the man of your dreams and your new partner and life is good, then
why wouldn't you feel the special?
Yeah, shouldn't the magic of Christmas fucking be there?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, and then I've read a few. I kind of snuck onto her page and read a few fucking, you know, posts, and it just looks unhappy. Not once does she say, you know, he actually said, he commented on something about, oh, my beautiful wife, because they were talking about things they were thankful for.
Right.
He said, oh, and I'm thankful for my beautiful wife. And
so it was that one.
That guy. Yeah, that guy.
Ooh.
So,
wow.
But she said nothing about her wonderful husband.
Wow.
So
Well, the reason I say I know that my ex is probably happy, and
I don't believe she is,
because the whole time she told me, "It's the minute I can get rid of you, boy, my life will be better."
didn't mean it was
So-
good. Yeah, but that's one thing. You know, when you think one thing, but then you go out and do it, and it's not what you thought.
So you mean sometimes the grass is green on the other side, but you find out it's astroturf, not
Afroturf.
afroturf, yeah, afroturf,
Yeah.
astroturf.
Yeah, that's pretty much
It's not real.
She found some astroturf there, man.
No, I think she's fine. I think she's doing good.
All right. you can believe that if you want, man, but I
Hey,
don't think so.
That's what I'm telling myself. I'm going to Jeremy this.
Why? But why?
If Jeremy's
Why-
listening,
you know
fuck you.
Why don't you just why don't you just accept the fact that you're right? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this person's not happy. This
Well,
person's
I
not.
think maybe she found the right man, though. You know, for 12 years apparently I was not that man.
Well, yeah, but see,
That's why she stayed for 12 years.
but it's called a mistake, man. You know
What, I was?
No,
I was going to say, damn, you sound just like her now.
the leaving. It's called a mistake. Oh, it's gonna be so much better when I'm not with you anymore. You just
Right.
watch.
I held her down. I did this.
I love
did
that shit, man. When people get gigs, grass is greener syndrome.
Right, yeah.
You know, then they're like, oh, man, I can't wait till I do this, and I can't wait till I'm out of here, and blah, blah, blah. And then you
Yep.
find out later they're miserable as shit, and they can't wait to come back. Well, okay, we saw it with cruise control. Oh, man,
that's
when
true.
I move to Oregon, it's going to be so much better. First few weeks, people are so
He's
much
done
cooler
nothing
here.
but complain about every job he's had. He wants to quit them all so far.
Yeah. Well, remember, he was about to come on back, wasn't he?
Yeah,
in
that's true. We
February.
talked him out of it.
Yes, we did. But he almost stuck his ass, back here again
Yeah.
and was like, yeah, then what? Then you're going to be miserable with that, too.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
That's the thing. When just because people say that something's going to be a lot better doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And they find it out. But I got to tell you, I'm one of those fuckers who marvels in that.
You do.
I do. I'm like, you're
Good
not
for
happy,
you.
are you? Yeah, you say you're happy, but I don't believe you are.
Right.
And that isn't just relationships. That's that could be in friendships and
A lot of things in life.
when people really think they're better.
You know what's so funny, though, is usually you do find out that the one, okay, if it's a relationship, right? Now, you've got one, or even a business relationship, any kind of relationship, but you'll see one that's like always, I got to get out of this. This drives me nuts. I got to get away from it.
Right.
For the most part, I mean, not every single time, but for the most part, the one that always takes off that has to get away seems to suffer the most.
Well, yeah, isn't that funny? Because you would think, right, the one who's wanting to leave so bad would be the one who's like, all right, I'm free, I'm liberated.
They're going to jet rocket right to the stardom and everything that they wanted.
Right, now they got what they want and they can do what they
And
want.
usually have the one that's left behind that's picking up pieces and is very sad and lonely and having issues. But when they get it together, they're more stable and solid than the one that needed to get away so bad because they were being held back.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, once they get that rhythm going again, after, like
Right.
you said, they picked up the pieces or,
Yeah.
fixed what the other person had fucked up so bad. And in reality, it's a blessing for that person that got left.
I mean, All Talk right now is doing better than it has in a long time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the person who,
I mean,
the people, there were several people that left All Talk.
Yeah.
That, now I'm sure looking back, fucking, kind of kicking themselves in the ass.
I mean, if they came in and seen what we're doing now, they would probably be like, whoa, that is totally cool.
I'm sure they've seen what we're doing.
I'm sure they
See?
have. But I mean, to actually come into the studio now and see that we've moved, everything's brand new. We've revamped everything at the station. We're doing it different. We're getting to different people. We're getting video out now. We're into YouTube. We're in Facebook. We're getting the word out more than we did just setting the way we were at one point in time.
Oh yeah, that was stagnation. But
Yeah.
once you got those people out of your mix, you were able to do these things. So in reality, sometimes the person who's being left behind is getting the better end of the deal.
Yeah, this is true.
And that happens. Like you said, yeah, you might be a little upset and be like, damn, man, fuck, now I got to start all over from scratch.
Well, yeah, you got pieces to pick up. I mean, because ours was a marriage. We had 2 children.
Right.
She left. I have the children. I had a business.
Or even
and
1 million left, though.
Yeah, 1 million. Yeah, that. Yeah,
you were picking up some pieces
That threw
there.
me apart for a while. I mean, he was a good friend of mine. We were I considered close. We did the business together. So for me, it was kind of strange not to have him around.
Right.
To keep it going, but I've excelled throughout this whole time, and with some bad crashes. I mean, I've just picked it back up and taken up, and every time has had that one more little step above what we did.
Yeah, and you love that, too, because, when they find out about the shit, they're probably like, ah.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I drive up my Lamborghini and honk the horn at him and wave to him, yeah, I no.
Well, but, still, there's other shit where they're like, God damn it, he's not gone yet.
Yeah.
He isn't suffering without me.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And there were, like I said, there was a point in time when I did suffer a long time over her.
Well, these motherfuckers, man.
I've always loved the woman, but I'm doing fine without her.
Well,
I'm okay.
They will come back at some point, maybe not full force and just begging.
Right.
But in a roundabout way, they will come back.
No, I don't. She wouldn't. I don't see that with her. She's too proud. She wouldn't do that.
She'll come, like I said.
The only time she would come back is if she had something to rub in my face.
In a roundabout way, though. She might, so how you been? She may not even come right out and say it.
I'm going to say, the real George died. This is his clone. He had so much damn money. He cloned and his brain was taken out and his,
And there it was. And
I am not the original, but I'm still George.
Here I am. I'm the new and improved. So, yeah, no, they do. They come back around, and even though they don't want to eat the crow necessarily, they still eat the crow. It's just what happens.
Or you can go look on their Facebook full of misery.
Well, pretty much that's what
like you were doing.
Oh, fuck. To me, it actually made me like, God damn.
Did you feel bad at all, or was it kind of like a deal where you were just
I felt bad because I almost was there. I'm serious. Now I could actually say this with 100%.
So it was a self-preservation.
It really was. I was like, oh, my God.
That kind of, I feel so bad. I could have been that person.
Right. So, yeah, it was one of those things where I was like,
wow.
Hey, fuck. Where I'm like, okay, good. That was necessary. So now you're seeing it. It took me a while, but once I saw it, and I saw it on my actually it's funny because the first time I saw her was on my birthday, and it was something she.
Is this the one I warned you about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Where you said they might try to contact me.
Yeah.
They didn't contact me necessarily, but they commented on something that because we have a mutual friend.
Right, and that was their way of letting you know they were there because they knew you'd see it.
Yep, and there's been other little things like reminders.
Remember I told you that they would also at that time their marriage would be going crapola.
It looks like it's going there.
Yeah, for her, maybe not him. He might not know it yet.
I'm sure he's very much in love, but for her, I mean, she doesn't seem very happy. I don't think. I mean, I think her shit is a lot of smoke and mirrors. From what I'm seeing,
probably.
Like I said, there was the post about being grateful about things, and it looked like she was really kind of grasping at straws, but she did not say at any point. She did. Well, now I don't want to say that, but she said something, but it was. It wasn't my wonderful husband.
Okay.
It was something else. But I'll say it off the air.
Right,
I don't even want to give this person that much satisfaction that we're talking. But at the same time, I know when people cut out, it's usually, usually the person who's getting left behind actually probably is getting the better end of the deal in the end. So
anybody out there listening, if this happened to you and you're feeling bad about your situation right now, don't feel so bad.
Right.
You may be the one that's getting the better end of the deal on this.
You might not see it now, but you will see it eventually.
You may go, wow, you know what? Whew. Okay, I went through my heartache. I went through my problem or whatever it may cause you, but woohoo!
Yeah, hey, look
at me now.
Because when you look at them now, that's when you really, the reality kicks in and you're like, oh, shit.
Well, and a lot of people, I mean, we're all kind of built the same way to where we never want to totally see somebody fail, but you don't feel bad when you see them fail at the same time.
Well, that's it. I'm like, okay, good. I'm kind of glad you're fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, we all get that. I mean, it's, what can you say?
Well, because you realize the pain you went through when they left and the shit you had to do now to kind of pick okay, prime example. When my one assistant left, I said, oh, she's going to be miserable, and you just watch.
Right.
Now I got an assistant, and we just get along so fucking awesome.
Right.
And so it worked out great for me, but I don't think it's working out so great for
her. And you were pining over that. I remember for a while you were just like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do without this assistant, and I'm so used to.
Yep.
And
I was a little mad.
Right. You were angry with the situation. Yeah.
Because me, it's about loyalty.
That's what
I'm a loyal dude. I don't give a fuck.
And I am, and that's the way I always believe. I think that loyalty in which a lot of our politicians say nowadays with that, with their
their tail that rattles.
They spew out all their integrities and every one of them has integrity. That's funny because the one that has loyal integrity and all these great qualities is. If they had them, how can the other opponent come up with this dirt on them so bad?
Right. Oh, yeah, you're such an honest, trustworthy person.
Yeah,
but
Bill,
You fucked a bunch of hookers.
Yeah.
You raped some chick. You know.
Vote for Bill. Honesty and integrity.
Yeah.
Did you know back in 1342, Bill was out and he had, he screwed the government out of this amount of money and taxpayers got it. And you're like, oh my God.
And they say a lot of cliche shit.
Yeah. They all have one politician that finally doesn't come up and say they have integrity and they're honest in that, I'll probably vote for him because at least they're not a liar.
Exactly. Just be real. Just say who you really
right.
are.
You're a thief. You're probably like the rest of them.
Listen, I'm probably a scumbag, and I've done some fucked up things. Yeah,
but if
I'll
you're
vote
admitting that, at least I know that you're not lying right then and there.
Right, I'll vote for you just for being honest, for being real. Instead of making up a facade like you think. Because to me, I find that an insult to my intelligence. Mm-hmm. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm going to believe that?
Yeah, you're all full of integrity.
The last 10 politicians said the same stupid shit you just said.
Yep.
So you mean I'm going to sit there and eat that up? I don't fucking think so.
Well, and to allow I guess their team to write that stuff about, I would say, look, don't use the same stuff everybody else is using.
Yeah, or I'll fire your
something.
ass.
Yeah, find something about me that you know to be true.
Yeah.
Okay, even if it is honesty and integrity, it doesn't matter. Find something else. Don't follow the line. I'm not a cookie cutter. We're not sheeple here,
Yeah.
Let people know what I am truly, I'm a person.
But the problem is that blueprint mentality again.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to think outside the box, because once you do think outside the box.
And I realized that thinking outside the box is very cliché also. That has become so played out.
I think outside the box. Oh, really?
Any corporate dingbat thinks outside the box. That's what they all ever. I think outside the box.
Great.
Once you say that to me, I know you are thinking inside the box.
You are such an innovator.
Yeah.
I wish I could be as innovative as you.
And how I know this is I came to this conclusion at a restaurant just the other day. Me and my mom stopped by Sweet Tomatoes, which I don't know if people are listening out there, but it's a place in Vegas. It's like a salad place where you go get this. Yeah.
Soups and salads.
Soups and salads and stuff like that. And we sat down, and I looked at this business guy, and he was sitting there talking to this lady. He was trying to impress her, and he goes, I'm a kind of guy that thinks outside the box.
Whoa!
And I was like, just you saying that right now means you have just ruined. You have just corporatized the fact thinking outside the box.
You are, wow. You know what, man? You're so real.
If you're saying you think outside the box, and you're thinking that is thinking outside the box, you are not thinking. It's just like an oxymoron.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's like saying, yeah, man, I do everything everyone else does.
Yeah.
Man. But I'm calling myself an innovator.
Yeah, I'm an innovator. Well, what did you do that's outside the box? I just said I didn't do it inside the box, so I'm outside the box. Well, no, you didn't do anything.
Right.
You said I think outside the box. Well, what are you thinking that's outside the box right now?
Bullshit.
Bullshit. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that maybe we could take the deficit and take it up to what? No, that's thinking inside the box.
Well, it's like, and we're going back to the musicians again.
Yeah.
The rappers especially.
Yo, baby, yo.
Hey, dog.
I'm up on this and that and the other thing and that.
So what are you rapping about, man? Oh, about being in the clubs and fucking hoes?
And getting some whiskeys and weed.
Wow, I've never heard rappers talk about that shit in their music. Whoa, dude, you better be careful.
There have been some rappers, though, I've been impressed with that have done something different, that have kept the sound going and did it in a way that's like, wow, that's unique.
Well, there you go. There's a way to do it.
But if you were saying I'm outside the box, more than likely you are not.
No, you're more in the box than the person that's inside the box for real.
Right.
The average corporate dick sucker, is inside the box, but you are even inside deeper than they are.
Well, the fact that if you come up and you're talking to me like you're a slinger, like a, you are not, because you can have a persona, that's fine. But just because you come up talking to me like that, I'm supposed to believe now you're the greatest rapper ever?
Sounds like a Frenchman. Oh, yeah.
Well, it was a French rapper.
French rapper? Oh, no,
Chinaman.
It's a game, bitches. What's your thoughts?
Now that's outside the box.
Yeah, that is outside the box. Oh, well, maybe it is inside the box now.
I don't know. It could be.
Nowadays.
Shit. I have no clue.
You got rappers from everywhere.
Everybody thinks they can do it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it later tonight, so.
You be rapping?
Yeah, I'm going to come out with my own. I'm dropping my own.
Dude.
I'm dropping the deuces.
And when you do it, man, make sure you tag everybody.
It's going to be 2 tonight. I'm deucing it up tonight.
Dude, you dropping your single?
2 singles, deucing it out.
2 singles?
At the 702.
Oh, dog.
I'm up in the house, but down in the...
you got to have a release party.
What would I be down into? I gotta think of a new...
Up in the house and down in the cellar.
Down in the cellar, yo.
I'm in the cellar with my fellas.
Yeah. It doesn't, be yourself. You don't have to be a phony.
Well, that's it. But, But if you try to be something different, you know, then you're
be yourself. I mean, do something different if you like, you know, but be yourself. Don't copy everybody else and come up and say how unique you are. If you're copying somebody, you're not too unique. Sorry, just the way it goes.
That's the thing. It's the fear of being different. Well, I don't want to be different because how will they take me?
Yeah, will
if
I sell
act like everybody
anything?
else, shit, then
They made
I know
money.
how they did.
I
so.
can make it. Well, no,
That's kind of funny too, because those people who are just carbon copies,
Mm-hmm.
how many of them do you see getting, you know, Grammys and getting ahead and doing great?
Well, that's it. You gotta no matter what, you have a finite amount of people that are ever going to do that in the first place.
Right. And it's like, well, dude,
they don't open up the Grammys to every rapper out there.
right. Just because you made some shit that sounds like Lil Wayne or Jay-Z or somebody doesn't mean that you're actually going to blow up in the Kid name.
Yeah, I'm done with this. I'm going myself to the Grammys. Don't mean that. You could sound great. Doesn't mean you're getting anywhere with it.
But, you know, I noticed those who suck the dick hardest seem to be the ones that get that don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
It's because it's false promises, and this is where they fall in. They fall into false promise. They believe it. They buy into it, and then they eventually crash, and then they wonder why.
Well, that's it. That's how they live, man.
But in the meantime, don't be telling me my shit ain't going to blow up, because I'm telling you right
probably.
now, mine's sizzling off the bizzle nizzle whizzle, and it's going to hit you hard in the head.
Oh, my nizzle. We'll be right back, bitches.
What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
Answer me this. When did happen a lot of YouTube hits and hella MySpace friends begin to determine whether a rapper has good music or not? Let's be serious. You wouldn't trust half of these people to wash your car or your dog. But you gonna let these people determine what music you listen to? That's crazy. You gotta be a leader, man, not a follower. And check out that classic album by your boy Black Ice, 5.0 Reasons, 10th anniversary, 1998 to 2008. It's that classic Bay Area G-Funk and mob music. Sample the entire album at cdbaby.com, rhapsody.com, Napster, and iTunes. Or just Google your boy Black Ice. That's Y-A-B-O-Y, Black Ice.
He was a young white kid from the suburbs who had it all. Yo, Pops, when you gonna paint my motherfucking Bentley and shit? Sorry, son, I'll get to it. It's just been very hectic down at the office. But he wanted something more. Yo, I wish I could be a G, dog. He wanted to come from those mean streets and be a G like his compadres that he looked up to. Yo, man, if only I could have a gag, dude. I'd bust the most caps out of any G. Then he met Jay Fucker on MySpace, where he learned to rock up that crack cocaine with the dopest of OGs from the street. Yo, we gonna hit the track right now, and we gonna slang these hover rocks to these motherfucking fiends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, can I roll with you, dog? Can I roll in your 6'4"? It's a tale of urban struggle. Yo, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive out in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, I can dig it. It was a tale of romance. Hey, dog, you mind if we sleep in the same bed? Gerald Jisenbag and Harold Hardcock give it 2 thumbs up. It's Black Cock Down.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer of the award-winning Shit That Irks Me. Now, usually, I'm joking and having fun and laughing, but in this case, I'm here to talk about something very serious. There's a phenomenon that's going on all over this country. It's called dimpling or dimple caking. That's right. There are lonely-ass, poor, sorry sons of fucking bitches that have no friends, no life, and nothing really going on for themselves. So they need people to talk to. So what they'll do is they'll call your phone. And usually what you'll do, being the heartless son of a bitch that you are, you'll just let the phone ring. and roll it into your voicemail. And then you sit there and you contemplate, oh no, I have to call this person back. I have to call this person back, knowing that there's quite the chore that's in front of you. What do you do? If you're the heartless son of a bitch that never calls them back, you need to stop now. You need to call that person back and do your dimple duty. That's right. It is your dimple duty to make sure that this person is happy and content and feels worth. That's right. This person needs to feel like they have some worth. So, do your dimple duty today. Thank you. I am Maxwell Silverhammer with a public service announcement.
Do you hate women that you can't fuck? Have you tried to rub your dick on some woman's foot and she turned you down?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, if so, you need Game for the Mentally Lame. That's right. If you're a mental retard and women are trying to kill you with their Google Cheesy Leezy, then this is the book for you. That's right. Learn brand new pickup lines. Hey, baby, you hear my fake? Wanna hit on it?
No, I don't want to sit on your face, but I'd like to split your fucking lip.
Or you can also learn brand new ways of being smooth and romantic with the come-ons. Hey, how about we go have some choochie, and then after that, we can go to the rum runner.
Great, just what I've always wanted, my own drunken alcoholic retard. No thanks.
So see, the proof is in the tard. So get Game for the Mentally Lame for only $19.99 if you call now. Order Game for the Mentally Lame for all tards and those who can't quite get it. At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, fakes at your butt. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Brubra Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like. Hip-hop bangers like.
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer
Fuck that guy.
and DJ Jerkman,
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
only on STEM Radio.
Damn, this shit really hurts me.
STIM Radio. STIM Radio.
Oh, wow. We're at the end, guys.
We are at the end.
The final segment. Oh, man.
And I know everybody's really, really, truly disappointed out there, but...
Hey, maybe. Who the fuck knows?
You don't know.
It's kind of funny, too, because people are like, oh, we should do a longer show. Or who was it? Somebody told us one time that they wish we didn't do commercials. And I'm like, oh, we got to do commercials, man. Can't just go 2 hours and just talk. Shit, I think we used to do it like that, but that got old.
Yeah, well, it depended. Some nights we could go without it because we got so wrapped up in a conversation that you just fly by the commercials. But, there's times you just need that break to walk away and regroup your thinking.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, I think it's more organized now.
Yeah.
That we can do it.
That we can thank Cruise for.
Yeah, that's a cruise control attribute.
Yes.
So even though you fuck Ducker Boodles, we got to thank you for that.
And you live in
Ducker Boodleville.
Ducker Boodleville.
Yeah.
Can't blame you. Can't blame him for
Ducker Boodle sizing.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Is it a question you think I may be able to answer? That's why you're asking me?
I think it is.
All right.
I'd like
Give it a shot.
I want to hear your take
I'm going to think outside the kidder litter box.
You think outside. You shit outside the box.
Yes, I do.
So, have you ever gotten anything from being patient? Like, they always say hard work pays
Cancer.
off. Okay, so you've gotten bad things from being patient.
No, there's things I have gotten, but most of the time, it wouldn't have changed had I not been patient, probably.
I don't know. I just find when I give up on something, and I've talked about this before, but when I give up on some shit and walk away from it and forget about it, then it comes to fruition. Otherwise, if I sit there and beat myself up, wanting it every fucking day and go, I want this, I don't understand what you can't see, I don't want this, God. And it never fucking happens.
Right.
So if I give up on it, walk away from it, and just live my life, then it may come to fruition, possibly. But everybody always talks about, you just gotta wait. It's gonna come. And I think that's a false sense of bullshit too. Well, it's a sense of bullshit.
Well, I'm sure that people have had things that they've waited for that they've appreciated that, you had no choice but to wait for. But I don't think that sometimes it matters on some things. Some things could have happened sooner and just been just as good had you not had to wait.
Yeah, I think the wait was unnecessary.
There's times I believe that, waiting sometimes is not the answer too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it goes for everything.
I don't know. I've never gotten.
I think an impatient son of a bitch like you would think that.
Oh, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I will look the audience in the face right now and tell you all with 100% conviction. I have never gotten anything from being patient. I'm serious. A lot of people think I'm crazy when I say that. But seriously, whenever I waited and was patient and passive and just took the dick, I never got anything out of it. It wasn't until
ever.
No, never. I can honestly say that. I can't think of a time. If you can, then let me know. But I can't. As far
there were
as
some games I had no choice but to wait for that when they were released were great, but most of them were not.
But those are. Those are like material things, though. Well, I guess, but that could be something if you really wanted it. I don't know. I guess I'm thinking more in terms of jobs. A relationship, home. Whatever the fuck it is you want. So
I believe that sometimes a relationship is good to wait and build.
Well, if you're together, yes. But if you're just waiting on a motherfucker and they're not
if you're waiting on something and you don't know what's going on and it can work on you, sure, yes.
Well, that's it. And to me, that's not worth it. It's not worth it to beat myself up.
It is if in the long run, if the person was worth the wait.
Well, that's it. I don't know if they'd be worth the wait. What if they're not? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, fuck.
Well, you can start to judge that because you don't have to wait for them.
Yeah.
You can start to judge as things are going by whether you think it's worth the waiting for. Sometimes, the Heinz ketchup wasn't always the greatest, and you had to wait for that.
Yeah, it always
because of the anticipation for it.
Like
it was the greatest ketchup ever.
It's going to come out
good,
of the bottle,
but it's not the greatest.
Wait
a minute. Yeah, I think I like Heinz better than most of them.
Anything I think that's...
So it's worth the wait.
Is it?
It's worth the anticipation.
See, for me, I don't know. I've never found anything to be worth the fucking wait. I just... it's annoying to me. Like, I hate waiting in restaurants.
Right.
If I go in a restaurant and they tell me a wait's going to be more than 10 minutes, I won't stay. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
All right. I'm kind of that way, too. I'm not much for...
Actually, that just shows you how...
Although I've changed a little bit with that. I've been learning to relax and sit back a little more and let life happen.
I guess.
And I've gotten some hair to grow back, I think, because of it.
I guess. I just, I'm one of the people that's like, all right, if I got to wait too long and it's got to be a pain in the ass, then nah, it's not worth it to me. So that's just me. Like I said, what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander, but I'll tell you what's good for the goat. And that's not waiting.
You.
Yeah, I'm the goat. And not waiting is what's good for me. So that's what I choose to do or not do. Because I'm not just not into.
You're not a waiter.
Oh, I'm just not into waiting.
So you would never have made it good in the restaurant business. You could not be a waiter.
No.
You couldn't wait for people to finish their food. You would go up and pull their food out. Look,
you're done, motherfucker.
You're done.
Get out of here.
The best part of it was when I first set it down. It's over.
Yeah, well, I don't. Why do they call them? I get wait staff. That's weird. Like they're
because you're waiting around for people to get finished and clean up, and that's what they call them, waiters. Or you're waiting on them, taking their order and waiting to go get it, and waiters.
Gotcha.
That's where I kind of take
I
it
don't
from,
know.
I guess.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't have that. I see patience as a weakness. Actually,
I don't see it as a weakness.
I do.
I mean, there's certain things you just have to wait for. Like, if I would have rushed All Talk into different ways, I could have screwed this all up. I had to wait for the right time for things to happen and the way they should go in line. Yeah. Sometimes you just can't rush things.
Yeah, that's true, too, I guess. For that kind of shit. And you're right. I mean, you can't rush, but at the same time, if you know something's good and it's there, right. And it's like, come on, all you got to do is fucking reach over and grab it. I just need you to give me assistance, and you won't do that for me. Well,
right.
Then what the fuck should I wait on you for? Okay. So, yeah, that's my thing. So, and if anyone could prove me wrong, I'd love you to. Well,
they probably could in their life.
Let's say I'd love to hear some stories. 702-609-7626 is the phone number. We gave it out last hour. I'm not usually good at that because I don't usually, when people call in, they want to talk about every fucking thing else but what we're talking about. And that to me is kind of goddamn annoying because, it's funny when we first started the show, we used to put in, your irk is our irk. Well, yeah, if we're talking about it. That was Shell's wording, by the way, guys. I didn't do that. Your irks are our irks, even if we're not talking about it. Call in. It's like,
well, she wanted participation. She actually wanted to call people in so she could rip into them is what she wanted.
But it's not even participation. It's just like, okay, call up so I can beat you up. And what's the point of that? But I'd say call in and give me a point. Give me something to work with. If you wanted to. But I don't know. I personally, myself, I've never gotten anything from being patient and waiting and taking the dick.
I mean, I can't say I haven't, so I have to disagree there from my point of view. Some things I have that I've waited for worked out well.
All right. I honestly can't think of anything per se. I mean, yeah, you're right. There have been, albums I've waited for that have gotten pushed back because of this and because of that, and that was a little bit disappointing. But I'm talking about things that you really, really, really want or really, really, really need,
Well, see, I think that's just you being impatient.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's changed the fact that...
And impatience is not a bad thing, I don't think.
Well, sometimes, no. I mean, everything has its virtue. Everything has its way of being dealt with that could be or could not be good.
Possibly, yeah.
So, okay. So if you live by the fact that you want everything when you want it then, what if someone wanted to shoot you right away and instead they said, look, we're going to give them time to bring the $1 million. Like, no, man, no. I want you to shoot me now, damn it. I don't want to wait for them to bring the money.
All right. Well, that's a good example.
Yeah.
I guess, So
just sometimes, being patient and like, hey, okay, I'm okay with it right now is a better choice than rushing something along.
Well, and that's true. And I guess you've had a lot of situations where, and I can't say that being impatient all the time has been great, but at least it's gotten something going. I'm one of those people, instead of waiting for a bus, I'd rather walk home because at least I'm moving and getting somewhere.
Right.
So that's how I always was. I used to, if I'd walk up and realize the bus wasn't there and it was going to be a while, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm just going to walk home then. At least I'm moving. At least I'm getting somewhere. Something's happening. That's my thing. I got to have something happening. If nothing's happening, then I'm like, okay, something's got to be done here.
Right.
This is getting bad. So yeah, that's why I say I gotta keep moving. Got to keep the engine running.
Well, and that's not a bad thing. Not all the time. Like I said, I guess it calls certain times, certain situations.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Depending on what's happening. But yeah, for me, I don't know. Being patient, I found because people, I've had a lot of friends that try to teach me patience. I'm going to teach you patience, or you're going to learn patience.
Well, you just don't like to have things put upon you.
Like, as far as what?
Well, like that. Someone, I'm going to teach you.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Like, okay, what you're telling me is you're going to mold and shape.
Yeah, and you don't like that. You're your own individual person and want to be yourself. And with someone telling you that, you feel like they're telling you how you can be like them, and they'll teach you to do it. And,
well, and sometimes I think my negatives might be positives. You know, maybe I don't want to work on being patient because I see that being impatient for me works.
And maybe you'll be smart enough to know the difference, and maybe when you should. Like I said, you know, someone robs a bank and you're in there, and okay, you know what?
Shoot everybody.
We're gonna shoot it, and we're gonna start with one. Hey, make it be me, man. I don't want to wait.
Well, you know, and I do have that mentality too. The Band-Aid theory of just pull the motherfucker off now. You know, make it hurt now as opposed to doing it slowly.
Right.
You know.
Oh, that's our computer. It's like, what the hell is that?
I thought somebody was calling in. I was getting happy for a minute.
Happy.
You know, I was getting happy. I was getting a big erection.
Oh, wow, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, it is.
That would something like that would make you get an erection to be that happy.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
that
I'm
is strange.
We got a phone call. Oh, that is strange.
Did you get a phone call?
Then we get a phone call.
But remember, most of the time you don't take phone calls. They throw it off.
Well, yeah, most phone calls do throw it off because it's people I know that just know I'm on. So they just want to bitch about some random stupid shit that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So then I'm like, oh, thanks for derailing the whole show. You know, because it's only a few minutes that they're on and they're doing their thing and they're bitching about their stuff. But then once they hang up, then I've got the task of trying to regather the whole goddamn show again and getting it back on track. So where they don't have that. All they get to do is call in and bitch and hear themselves over the air and they think it's cool. Where I'm like, okay, now I've got 2 hours to be here, so you just wreck this shit. So, you know, your little, 10-minute rant, or whatever the fuck it was.
Took you out of your mojo.
Yeah, it totally blew the whole thing out, and you're just like, thanks, man, for fucking it all up for me. So, but, yeah, it's the beauty of radio, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
it
love
is.
You know, it's the joys of radio. Would you do anything else, Jerkman? Been given the choice?
No, this is what I was destined to do.
Would you have a dream occupation that you?
This was it.
This is it, radio, huh?
I always wanted to be a DJ.
Well, it's kind of cool. I mean, you got to do what you really wanted to do.
I did what I wanted to do. I mean, I did a lot of other things before I did this.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like I just walked out one day and said, look,
I am a DJ.
I've done this since I was a kid. People said I had a little bit of a voice for it when I was younger. I will do nothing but that. No, I built houses. I worked in factories. I did shit work. I did all kinds of stuff. And then one day it fell in place to where I got to do what I wanted to do with my life.
Well, having the ability to do something, though, doesn't always guarantee you the job either.
No, it does not.
You know, like, for instance, I always go back to when I did music, when I used to rap. Yeah, I was good at rapping. I knew that. I never doubted that ability.
You're Mr. Zero Tolerance.
I am.
How could you...
Zero fucking tolerance.
Yeah, I know.
But, that's it. I knew I was good, but it didn't matter. I mean, it was just... There were so many others out there that were good, too. And, what was I doing? Maybe I wasn't doing the right stuff. Maybe I don't have the push that it takes to do that kind of thing. It just wasn't me.
Right.
Or... maybe I just didn't fucking have the patience to deal with
hang
some
it
of the
out.
bullshit.
Right.
And that's okay. That's
is
fine.
fine.
And I'm actually happy I made that decision because there's no way in this day and age that I would want to say I was a rapper. I'd have to. I'm serious. I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I rap.
In this day and age, I'm almost embarrassed to say I was a DJ at one point in time. Have you heard the DJs nowadays that everybody slurps up out there?
Yes, I have.
I mean, 20 seconds of this song, 20 seconds of that, 10 seconds, and it's all about them. Oh, look, I'm making my own beats, and I'm doing my... After a while, you're kind of like, you're not really a DJ anymore. You're a narcissist. It's all about you.
Yeah,
it's not about making the people feel good and keeping the music going to something they like. It's all about how you can do this. Look at my abilities.
I can get my enjoyment and get paid at the same time. Everything is to me. Kind of like Cruise Control said. Everybody wants everything. There should be no downsides to anything. We should all be happy all the time.
We all should get a trophy when we show up.
Yeah, just for showing up, man. You get a 10. Get a 10. And it doesn't work that way. It's called, there goes the computer again, making them funny sound. What does that mean?
That means your time's up. That means you get. What it means is you got to wait to find out what it's doing.
Oh, I got to wait. The thing I love to do the most.
It's like, ding, wait, be patient, please wait, loading.
Oh, that's another thing that pisses me off when I'm online and fucking, please wait. Yesterday I had this thing I was downloading, actually, it was one of my shows, and I converted it to MP3. And this motherfucker was taking forever. And I was getting pissed off. I'm like, oh, really? Why? Why the fuck do I have to wait for this shit? There's no reason.
Right.
It was just, oh, man, it was moving balls. I think Turtles jack off quicker than this thing was downloading. I mean, this was just ridiculous. And matter of fact, you know what I was doing is I was getting really impatient. I was like, well, let's try to download it again. And I had like 3 downloads in progress, and they were all moving slow. And I was like, oh, man, fuck this. So that's when I went and got in the shower and did some other shit. And when I came back, you know, I think one of them was downloaded, so at least I had that. And then I was able to cancel the other 2. But, yeah, there's another thing with computers that drives me fucking nuts. Having to wait on shit.
You don't like waiting for it. But just think what it would have been like if you would have been, when I first got on, when it was a 56K modem.
Oh,
it took
God.
5-10 minutes sometimes just for a picture to download. 5-10 minutes for a picture.
Maybe that's, you know what? Maybe that's why I didn't use computers back then. Or, well, I did, but I wasn't really big into them. You know, like, it didn't catch on to me until, you know, like probably in the 2000s or something. Probably because everything seemed to take so long. And I was like, what's the point of that shit? Who wants to sit through that? Like, I remember just downloading one song would take like 2 hours or something stupid.
Right.
And I was like, man, there's no fucking way. I do not have the patience for that shit.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have back then.
No, I think that's what drew me, now that I think about it, now that we mention it.
But see, had I not had the patience back then, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now.
Well, thank God for people like you.
Yeah.
Like they say, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
It just ain't going to be me. It's kind of like, yeah, we need brain surgeons, but hey, I'm not going to do that.
Well, it's true. If I didn't have patience, I couldn't do that. I couldn't have thrown this stuff together. I mean, because this took hours upon excruciating hours of testing different things and running different stuff with the tablets and figuring out what would be best and waiting for them to come out with a part that I knew that would eventually be made that I could work with. And
all I got to say is you got the patience of a saint, man.
I've heard that one before.
Because I'm telling you, I don't think I would have put up with it.
But I'm an impatient person at the same time. Because like if there's a game and it comes out, I want it then. I don't want to wait. Who knows? I may be dead tomorrow, and I can't play the game then.
See? But my mentality is the world's always spinning, man. It's not going to stop. So that's why it's crucial that you get what you need and want right then and there, you know? Yeah. Not sitting and waiting and hoping and going, oh, okay, well, it's going to come along at some point. I know it will.
I guess you just got to know.
Plus, I think I deserve the right to be impatient. You know why?
You deserve it?
I deserve it. You know why I deserve it?
Why?
Because I'm waiting all the time on every fucking thing else anyway.
Maybe that's what it is. Because you do have to wait a lot for rides and people to do.
Yeah.
So maybe when it comes down to that, it's like, why should you wait for everything in damn life?
And you're right. And see, I think maybe you just hit it, Jerkman. Something I have control over, I shouldn't have to wait on. Right, because I'm like, okay, I can take over this bitch, and I can make this thing work. Whereas opposed to when it's something that, you know,
you have no
I'm
choice.
out of control. Yeah, and I hate that too. You know, the fact that I don't have control over that.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe a lot of parts of your life having to wait for things has made you impatient towards others.
That's
and
probably
other things.
It's kind of like how the professional laugher, you know, the guy who cues everybody to laughter in a comedy show, doesn't laugh much in their personal life.
Because you finally have something you can control and you don't have to wait for, so you don't want to.
You got it. Yeah, see, that's it. Kind of like, you know, you probably don't go home and fucking, you know, start. Well, yeah, you do.
I was going to say. Where are you going with this?
That's a bad example. I was going to say, you'd rather go home and not have to talk to people, is what, you know, because you're obviously tired of talking because doing radio all day and all that shit. So you don't want to talk. Where, you know, somebody else who doesn't talk a lot in their job
would want to talk.
They want to talk a mile a minute because that's what they do.
That's true.
So they're into it. And they're lonely motherfuckers.
You know what I'm mostly into, though?
You're into ending the show, aren't you?
To go get something to eat.
You know what? Me too. Fuck.
I'm hungry.
Hey, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm GJ Hungry Man, Jerk Man.
And that's the story there, bitches. I ate one of those tonight.
It's the shit